More Texas Business Radio.
With Matt Register and Jay Curry.
And we're back. Hello, Texas. Welcome to Texas Business Radio. We're having a good time tonight, and we've got a great specialist guest here. We're going to be talking about plastics. I have in the studio with me George Walton. George, I think you have a background around that.
I do. You know, most people in the audience know me as an investment banker, but the reality is I grew up in a family business that was plastic extrusion oriented. So what we did was we manufactured plastic pipe. So I'm very excited today to be talking to an owner of a plastic business. Today we're going to be talking to Namit Varma. Did I pronounce it correctly?
Absolutely.
Right on.
He is known as Mr. Sogo, and I love that. So you want to explain to us how you got that name and that title?
You know, when we first started, it was actually the business was begun by my father, and when we first started out, I was really helping him with the sales. And since I was the one who went to see each store manager, a lot of people had trouble pronouncing my name, so they just called me Mr. Sogo.
I love it.
Well, we're delighted to have you in here. So let's start with, what is Sogo? What are you doing? Who are you doing it for? Tell us all about that.
Okay, so Sogo is a plastic manufacturing company. We primarily are focused in injection molding. And since we cater to the grocery industry, we have products that range from plastic foam and aluminum, but we actually just manufacture the plastics. And we used to import the plastics from China, India, and various parts of the world. And a few years ago, we realized we can actually manufacture them to compete with those markets. And that's the direction we went. And that's led to some of the products you see in front of you today.
So you almost want to shout that out, made in America. We're actually bringing it back home.
Yes, absolutely. We're very excited for that. You know, we're in a good position in plastics, especially in plastics, to be competing on a global scale and really bring a lot of export business back to the United States.
Namit, tell us how that can happen. How can we for 20, 30 years, we've seen things go offshore because of the cost of people, actually. How is it's beginning to come back in? You called it what, inshore? Reshoring. I love
Reshoring, yes. And a little bit like what I'd mentioned earlier was, we tested some products that in our grocery industry did very well, and we started to make our own versions of those products and bring them back here. Now, there's products that require a lot of assembly, and the one thing people always complain about our industry is, the labor rates. How are we going to compete internationally with the labor rates? Well, the object of creating more jobs is to be competitive, and what we've done is invest a little bit in automation and look for people who have availability and production to make simple products like the ones you see in front of you today. We call them everyday plastics. These are products you use in your everyday home. You've got trays, bowls, pitchers. Sometimes you use them and reuse them, and sometimes you dispose of them. But the thing in America we have as an advantage on our side is not only the commodity price, but quality. People around the world perceive us as the highest quality in many situations. So when you see our plastic on the shelf in other countries, we can compete on price, but they usually sell it for more, and people are willing to pay more for that.
Well, that's interesting. So there's a lot of things that add up on this. We happen to be, now the biggest oil gas company in the world, or country in the world, and this is made from oil, right?
Yeah, well, polypropylene.
Yeah, so you no longer have to send the oil over to China, have them make something and send it back. Yeah. That's got to be a big advantage for you.
It's a massive advantage, and especially in the state of Texas. We've got 5 plastic refineries coming up within the next 3 years, and our raw resin consumption is far below our production, or will be far below our production, to where not only will we export truckloads of resin to the rest of the world, but we'll be, making finished goods like the ones Sogo is currently making, and sending those around the world as well.
So
in our conversation, you were discussing the kinds of things that gave you an advantage. You also talked about a basket of risks when people do business overseas. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yes, and in fact, that's some of our selling points with our customers and our retailers. Is one of those basket of risks is design protection is a big one. So if you're somebody going into manufacturing, you've got a unique product. When you go overseas, and you can get all kinds of agreements signed, but I've seen many situations in which those agreements are violated, and people don't. There's no accountability. And going back to the accountability factor, working with a U.S. producer, you're working with somebody you can call on the phone and you can hold accountable to their product. And last thing is lead time. Typically the business cycle of ordering any product from India or China is going to be about 90 to 120 days from the time you reach out to your supplier and figure it out. In that same amount of time, if you come to a company like us, we can do your tooling, bring the tooling here, and manufacture your product for you within 90 to 120 days in the United States.
Great story. Love it. So how do you get your clients, and are we talking about pretty much right now in the stage that you're at right now, they're pretty much big companies, HEBs of the world, Kroger's?
Yes. We try to showcase ourselves at trade shows in the industry and make some connections, and a lot of it is through word of mouth. We're blessed to be working with some brokers who used to work with large retailers, and so they guide us on the system that the retailers require, and we just want to bring a good quality product at a good price, and that's usually how we earn their business.
Okay. How do you decide what you're going to make?
Well, we take a look at what's in the market today and what's missing, in terms of Made in USA, and that's our low-hanging fruit to start. And that's what gave birth to some of the product lines we have today. And once we start it, then we go into different assortments, different sizes, and really deepen the line to make it available for any type of retailer.
Wow, plastic made in America, who would have thought it? It's all coming back, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely, and very strong.
So, if somebody wants to learn more about this, or look into your company, or just study and figure out how you've done this pretty miraculous change in reversing from importing to exporting, how would they go about doing that? How do they find you?
I would say the best way to find us is through our website, www.sogoinc.com. It gives you a little idea of our services. We do from original design, original manufacturing, contract manufacturing, private label. We've got a very big array of services, and you can contact us directly through the website.
Okay, so that's www.sogo,
yes.
Just the way it sounds,
yes.
Sogo.
Yes, Sogoinc.
So there you go, folks. You go to sogo.com. You can learn all about the process, all about the products, all about everything there is to be had.
It's actually Sogo Inc.
INC.
Yes,
Oh, I'm glad you
SogoINC.com.
cleared that out. But we're going to put that on TexasBusinessRadio.com, folks. So check it out. But it is INC,
yes,
not com.
Yes,
Sogo.
INC.com.
Okay, let's get this clear for everybody. It is SogoINC.com.
Yes, yes.
All right. Folks, go to Texas Business Radio. We'll have it there. I've confused everybody listening. But we'll have it there for you. Well, it's been a real pleasure. This is a great story.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming in and joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Folks, that pretty well wraps up this segment. We're going to go pay some bills, and we're going to be right back. We're going to have another great guest. But before we do that, let me remind you that everything we do is on TexasBusinessRadio.com. You can also communicate with us in 24-hour period on the phone at 844-814-8144. Call us anytime. Matt stays up all night trying to catch that. He promises me he's going to get it. He'll get the experts. We'll get them on. We'll get you the answer, and we'll get it on the air. That's 844-814-8144. And, of course, we monitor TBR, hashtag TBR, if you want to tweet, hashtag TBR. But where you really want to go is Texas Business Radio, where we have all of our guests, like Namit, and all of our hosts, like George, and all of our sponsors. It's all there, folks. TexasBusinessRadio.com. That's where you want to go. Well, we're going to go pay some bills. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
There's much more where that came from
at TexasBusinessRadio.com.